Soul of the Demon Prince. The demons, birthed from a common chaos, shared almost everything between them, even the pride of their prince and his near-faded flame. And so even though Ludleth has been taken as part of the ceremony, we can still transpose. Last flame lit by the demon prince, this pyromancy hurls a clump of chaos. Upon impact, this clump of chaos seizes wildly, condenses briefly, then explodes violently. The Demon's Scar. I like this one. This chaotic thing, the last flame kindled by the demon prince, is shaped like the claw marks of a demon. It is both a fiery bladed weapon and a pyromancy flame.
Hark! They brought thee here, did they not? Dost thou the gods serve, or merely that role affect? Yes. Yes, of course. How wouldst one such as thee do service to the gods? I have intimate knowledge of thy kind. I know thy want. The dark soul, is it not? Why else wouldst one deign to visit this dung heap? Give rest to thy falsity. I would be an ally to thee. If it is the dark soul thou desirest, then seek Filianor's church at the base of the cliff. There wilt thou the sleeping princess waken. Her slumber is a deceit, a lid covering an overgrown privy, a prop to keep thee from the dark soul of thine desire. Worry not, I am a true friend to thee. If thou art yet human, the urge will soon begin to swell, to curse the gods and bring ruin upon this accursed heap of dung. Now, yearly to Filianor's church at the base of the cliff to rouse the sleeping princess, if thou yet the dark soul desirest.
Okay. Alright, we're starting up the post commentary again. That right there is called one of the Judicators. And, yeah, I mean, this just, this looks completely impassable, doesn't it? And there, that tower is not anything you can actually get to, but, so now we're kind of looking at the landscape. You can see there's another little pathway to the inside of that main path. So we just got to figure out where to drop down. This, and I don't believe you can do any damage to those phantoms. So they attack in threes, and you just gotta get from one space to the next. Got a little greedy. So that's not it. Is eyeballing her jump. Yeah, so right there's a nice little visual cue to just kind of run right off the edge there. Envy, you gotta quit purring so loud. I'm doing very important stuff for the internet. they just had their breakfast, so she's probably very happy. So this ladder is going to take us right up to the little spot where the Judicator is. And I don't want to give it away yet. We'll see something up there shortly. But yeah, that tower there, if you look at the top, which I try to get a pretty good shot of, if you look at the top, you can actually see a symbol. It looks like the sword of a vowel that we jammed into Henri's face to be married. So as long as we stay here, we'll be okay, which we don't do a great job of. Yeah. So, run number 2, we just get up there. You gotta watch, obviously, that big line of soldiers. And really, you can run by him, you don't need to kill him. If you time it right, you can dodge all of them, but it's not anything I'd recommend. So this time, exercising a little more caution, and yeah, trying to get him to summon a melee. Melee phantoms are much easier to deal with. And then he'll start attacking also, which is totally ideal. You never quite know what he's gonna bring up. As long as you're pretty close to him, it'll usually be the melee. But definitely gotta be cautious. Yeah, it was right there he decided to... And there's like 2 little waves, so like 2 guys will shoot their 3 shots on beat, but then the other 2 will shoot off beat. So we got him. And what is that, a chunk? Yeah, lots of chunks through here. They definitely are making it clear that if you have not put in the time into getting some +10 weapons, you need to do that. There is one Titanite slab that we didn't pick up in the drag heap. We do pick up one a little bit later from a boss, I think. See, they're telling you right up front, hey, use these chunks, get some top shelf gear. And do we see it over here yet? Do we see it? Yeah. There is Madeir. It's basically just kind of hanging out on that tower, which, as far as I can tell, that's just what it's there for. Just his little resting spot. I think we can get a little better shot. Yeah. Oh, man, he sucked. Yeah, there was that,
Many of us are by the fire, forsaken.
sort of a
I
vowel
speak of
symbol.
thine kind and mine. Behold this city. We are kindred, but like two eyes which gaze upon the other. Fear not the dark, my friend, and let the feast begin.
These guys are creepy. Kinda interesting, but definitely creepy.
One
These are
was a
locusts.
wayfaring knight on an endless, forbidden search. Only the abyss granted closure, if not reunion with his beloved. Fear not the dark, my friend, and let the feast begin.
It seems like he's talking about Artorias.
Forsaken, I speak of thine kind. Behold, fear not, and let the
Because that reunited him with Kieran, whatever her name was. Oh yeah, he just about got me. Yeah, those guys like to shove you a lot. Even if there's not a ledge close by, they'll just shove you, stagger you. Oof. Back to the traditional way of doing things. Hit him a couple times with a bow. Pull him in and make my life easier, obviously. So this, I have been looking forward to playing this for a long time, just because I love the lore and the implication, and just the atmosphere of this place in general is so different than anything in any other Souls game. I really do like it, but man, it is so daunting and so intimidating. It's extremely difficult. Even the enemies are, right now we're just kind of dealing with these little basic kind of guys. But the enemies we start to see here in the next area, holy god, they are phenomenally difficult. Oh, and I'm yawning again. That's not good. Really, actually, I'm saying this like I'm a yawn scientist. Really, all that's happening when you're yawning is your body is kind of trying to pull in a big load of oxygen. So like I just got out of bed maybe an hour and a half ago or so, and obviously haven't been speaking. I've gone up and down the stairs a couple times, but no real exertion. But now that I've been talking for 15 minutes straight, you know, my body just needed a little oxygen, and so a yawn is just a good way to do that. And then anyone who's seen Fight Club knows that oxygen is a bit of a depressant. It'll really relax you in high doses, so that big mouthful of oxygen you're taking in is very calming and relaxing. Then we also see these guys who just are carrying curse. And so as you get close to them to attack them, the curse buildup is just, you know, slow but steady. And really what starts to be a problem with them is if you get into a spot where you've got a large number of those enemies and there's one or two cursed variants mixed in, it's really easy to just let that build up happen and not even realize it. What an introduction, just walking up those stairs. These guys could be the coolest looking thing ever. So these are the Ringed Knights, and their armor, there's a description for it later, I don't quite remember what it said, but basically the armor they wear is made for the Ringed Knights, and to kind of seal it onto them, a ring of fire was placed on it by Gwen. And so, I mean, that just looks like the Dark Soul. Yeah, I figured I'd go after him with the Murakumo, kind of go boss mode a little bit. It didn't work. It didn't work. And again, like, even though, like, these enemies are almost closer to bosses than they are regular enemies. And so even though they are really hard and have some really hard-hitting movesets, you still can't treat them like a boss. You gotta fight them like the rest of the game. And so me not having my shield out here is making me take a lot of damage because I'm trying to treat them like I'm trying to treat him like you know, oh, I can't think of her name now. The DLC Ariandel, the final boss from Ariandel. What the F was her name? Elfrida. Yeah, that third form Elfrida. No disturbing imagery. And of course he's cursed. They really want you to have good weapons. Fortunately, we got everything, so we can just buy all the chunks we need. Oh, that is such a miserable grab attack. I find it odd that they use lightning here, but maybe they are still considering themselves in service to Gwyn, and so they're using the lightning miracles. And just to remind you that this is still Dark Souls, just a super disturbing enemy. Not everything is cool here. But even this, just like these guys, have such a different way of attacking and a different mechanic than anything else in really any other Soulsborne I can think of. I don't recall anything like that in Bloodborne. Certainly not Dark Souls 1 or 2. And we got 3 of them in here. There's not a whole lot to see. They can heal themselves, and when they do that, they're kind of invulnerable. But once they go into that diminished damage state, you can kick them, and that'll kick them right over onto their back. If you do it at any other time, it's just a kick. But when they like bear down and try to heal themselves, you can kick them and they'll land on their back and can't really do anything. It's a good way to be a bully. So yeah, I just gave up on trying to get at him. And I definitely gave up on trying to fight this guy. And this is also a bit of a rookie mistake. Whenever you're going through an area for the first time, kill everything. Kill everything. And don't stop for items. And stay away from the Ringed Knights. And watch out for invaders. I got so freaking overwhelmed. And like, I don't know. I'm kind of frustrated that I put so much into leveling up the Murakumo, because it does not, as far as I can tell, it doesn't play right. Yeah. Oh. So lucky. And the little cut earlier, you'll see what that was. I tried to get the dialogue before those guys came up the stairs. And I was trying to do this at the Dreg Heap. But these guys are profoundly susceptible to plunge attacks. Almost a one-hit kill. And that spot, so this is the dialogue.
In the name of God, thine own God, if thou canst recall.
Once I killed all those big
forgotten.
guys.
Perhaps 'tis why we may converse. I am known as Shira, servant to the Princess Filianor, matriarch of the Church. They who are ken to God's name are surely ken to the terrors of the dark. Please, I bid thee take not from the princess her peace or rest. As the fire waneth, does she lie by the dark, all for the sake of man. Thou'st a kind heart, for such as I, It is no surprise thou rememberest our God. May I ask thee a kindness? Perhaps thou hast beheld the lone dragon that inhabiteth this city. Medir is his name, and the arch-dragons are its forebears. He once railed against the dark. It was by dark afflicted. Now here, returned, he remaineth, to watch over the sleeping princess, true to the old call. And yet, I would have thee put the dragon to rest, before the dark consumeth him, and his vows are forgot. I offer my sincerest gratitude, thou who art ken to God's name. Please, take this. I have asked a thing most terrible of thee. May this token of thanks be of aid. I beg of thee, put the great dragon to rest, before the dark consumeth him and his vows are forgot.
So we gotta put down Medir. Filianor has a lot of interesting implications. To the point where it almost the ambiguity of the Souls series, it almost makes it a little bit frustrating, because like I'd love to know exactly what they're trying to illustrate with Filianor. So yeah, like right there, we managed to just kind of hit him with a strong hit, and that turned him over onto his back. But in a pinch, you can just kick him. Oh man, yawning again. Oh, and he got us. Love it. I love it. This looks like I might need to put a transition in here. Yep. Alright, I'll take care of that. But you won't see it, because I'll take care of it. And we cleared this area out. There's a bunch of those cursed guys in that little hallway. So just at any spot, you can be completely overrun with curs. And obviously, the more there are around, the faster the build-up goes. So again, like, just the first time through.
Led the dark with learning, but in the end learned his knowledge was wanting. The world began without knowledge, and without knowledge will it end. Does not this ring clear and true? Fear not the dark, my friend, and let the feast begin.
I do like these guys a little bit. They say some intriguing things. But yeah, just kill everything. Just kill every single thing your first time through. Otherwise, it's just gonna be you'll burn through some resources as you do it. However, you will also not be as susceptible to surprises, or when you come back around getting trounced by everything that you left alive. So I had never heard them say that when they go for that grab attack, but you know, the locusts, the friendly locusts that we talk to, keep saying, let the feast begin, and when they go for that grab attack, they say, I will partake. So, little little bit of weirdness, disturbingness there. And I have to say, there is a whole quest line with patches that I don't know if I even unlocked it. Maybe I'll go back and see if I can run through it if he's still there at the start, but I'm finding it doubtful, if I'm being entirely honest. And so, here again, like, these guys aren't too bad. Got hit a little bit by that nonsense. But with this is also a phenomenally important ring, and this is the same one who was just talking to us.
Poor girl slew her own kin, but even so was embraced, enveloped by the abyss. 'Twas a comfort that neither moon nor sunless sky afforded her before. Fear not the dark, my friend, and let the feast begin.
See, I'm not sure who that could be talking about. A female who slew her kin. Oh yeah, that little guy. He tries to pull you right into the Ring of Night range up there. And that's gonna kind of drive me nuts. It could be talking about Beatrice, could be talking about Carla. Yuria and Elfrida, they did not kill their own kin. Every little bit of damage helps. I mean, you certainly don't want to waste your resources. Especially in this, where you can only carry 99 at a time. Used to be you could carry your whole inventory of arrows. Anybody with a spear is good to fight on the stairs, because that hitbox will sail by you so much. Swords are a little bit different. You gotta be... Swords have a downward stroke that can smash you. I'd say hammers and clubs are still the most... are still dangerous on stairs, but yeah, any polearm kind of weapon is great to have on the stairs. And like thrusting attacks on a sword, if it's a rapier or something like that, it's good to take on the stairs. But went surprisingly well. Right down there is where that little turd jumped on our back and ambush killed us. yeah, there is something over here. But the whole landscape was just very, very ominous. So again, it's just like, alright, is everything dead? Because if I need to run out of here as quick as possible, I don't want to run into a patch of enemies that I left alive. It's just, it looks like it wants to eat you alive. And, oh man, I'm not going to be able to remember what this was in time to look cool about it. Is it a ring? No. Yeah. The gold serpent ring. So that drives up your item discovery big time. That was not the ring we were going for, though. This is the ring we're going for. Yeah, Havel +3. Then we got another Judicator. So if you run at him when he's looking your way, he'll immediately summon archers or his melee guy. So you want to wait for him to get close and to have his back turned. Over here's a lot of Herald Knights. And there we can see a little bit of electricity, a little lightning going on. So we'll check that out. And it's another suit of Dragon Slayer armor. And I had heard that you can make these guys fight. That the Dragon Slayer armor will fight the Ringed Knights. And also, I tried to fight the Dragon Slayer armor. Oh, there's Midir. Ugh. Tried to fight the Dragon Slayer armor, and it kicked my butt so hard, it was not worth it. And especially, and maybe it was the Herald Knights. I don't think it's pronounced Herald. I don't know. But that is going to take us to a close on the Ringed City. And next we have all of Midir.